Hi Leo, how are we today? Just doing our weekly reading. This week we are looking at the month ahead, so February, okay? We will be splitting the month up, start, middle, and end. I do have three decks here with me today, starting with the Mystical Martians Oracle, a relatively new deck I'm using, but it does come through with some really deep messages, so it's really good. We also have the Gilded Reverie lenormand. That's our main deck today, and a love oracle deck as well, the Soul Connection When Two Hearts Meet deck. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I do really appreciate your support. We're going to start off with that Mystic Martian Oracle, get a bit of an overview for start, middle, and end of February for you, and then move into the lenormand portion for each. Okay, Leo, what's going on for our lovely Leos? February 2024. I've got to remember that's the year now. Start, middle, and end of February for Leo, please. Some of you may have strong Aries in your placements. I myself, I'm a Leo rising with Aries moon, so I signify with that as well. But because I'm seeing it's a different card. I did have a card sort of flip while I was shuffling that I saw, which was the Aries card that they got for the start of February. And even though you have a different card, it does talk about very similar issues. So if you do have strong Aries placements, there may be something for you in the Aries video as well. Otherwise you may be sort of connecting with an Aries or something along those lines as well. But we do have the third eye card for you today, Leo, for the start of February. That's visions, manifesting, and meditation. Opening up that third eye and looking at, the underlying energies around you and really connecting with, the more spiritual side of yourself, the more spiritual side of life. Manifesting the things that you want in this life and opening yourself up to, really envisioning how those things can come to light for you, can come to reality for you. So starting to sort of really put yourself in the shoes of the version of yourself that you want to be and then manifesting that for yourself. It does also talk about meditation. So there may be a strong need for some of you to take some time to meditate over the next month here. That is for the start of February, but we'll get the lenormand on that for you. But we do have a pretty strong spiritual message coming through. I feel there's a strong sense of spirituality coming through for you this month. So really connecting to that spiritual side of yourself this month, Leo, especially with things like meditating are definitely going to be very useful for you. There are quite a lot of meditations that are specifically to open your third eye and focus on the third eye chakra. So some of those may be really useful to you as well. Leo, what's going on for Leo at the start of February, please? And just clarify that third card for Leo, please. Okay, Leo, so to start us off here, we do have the feminine energy coming through, okay? So I don't like to genderize in my readings. So the divine feminine energy is really just about the emotional side of yourself. And I'm seeing that playing out again in the next card as well, the emotional component here. So you're listening to your emotions in a healthy, balanced kind of way, really taking on board everything that you're feeling and using that to help you manifest these positive things for yourself. it is a very nurturing energy, the feminine energy. It's kind of, it can be quite a lot of things. It can be, that strong, powerful boss bish type energy, and taking control of, balancing yourself out and nurturing the things that you want to nurture, making sure that they're growing in the ways that you want them to grow. But it can also, the unevolved feminine can be very emotional and very sensitive emotionally as well, which may be a bit of a thing for some of you this month. That we may have some emotions popping up quite strongly for you this month, because the next card we have the Lily. Okay, and so the Lily is all about, the emotional intimacy we have with ourselves. So this is really sort of showing us that there's a need for you at the start of February to really be very, vulnerable and emotionally intimate with yourself, and really assessing your emotions when they're arising, rather than acting from emotion, actually taking the time to assess those emotions and be very intimate with yourself on an emotional level. So when you're feeling something strongly this month, to actually maybe sit down and meditate on that emotion, and why am I feeling this way? What's the deeper meaning to this emotion? Is there something that's happened in my past that makes me, um, feel that emotion more strongly than other emotions? So I do feel that the emotional component for you here, that there's a strong need for you to really assess those emotions this month, Leo, and make sure you are, being very open and honest and vulnerable with yourself about how you are feeling on an emotional level. It's not the month to be, trying to, control your emotions and I feel nothing kind of thing. It's a very good month for you to be, assessing each individual emotion as they arise within you, and really sort of working them out a little bit for yourself and working out what that means for you, what that emotion leads to, the behaviors that you do display when you're feeling that emotion, all those sorts of things, because, we are very, a lot of people do struggle with emotion in that sense that you act from emotion, and you're not actually stopping and looking at the underlying emotional causes of your actions. So this is a really good month for you to be looking at, the underlying emotions from behaviors and actions that you display in your general life. Because we do also have the maze, the hedge maze card coming through here, which the hedge maze is a very interesting energy, the hedge maze, because it can talk about, you feeling a bit lost and confused. So, I dare say for a lot of you that may be one of the emotions that's popping up for you this month, that feeling of, oh, I'm so lost. I don't know where to go. I don't know which path to take. I don't know how to find myself. Like, I don't know how to find my way out of this maze. I don't know, where the next corner is going to take me. A little bit of, hesitancy to take any steps forward, because you don't know if you're going to get, stuck in another dead end, or, finding yourself in this twisting maze where you can't find your way out. But the interesting thing about the maze card is that, if all else fails, look at that. That's a hedge. You can, push your way through the hedge, or you can, look how short it is. You can climb on over those walls and find another way through. Okay, there's always another way through with the maze. There's always, and see the pergola gazebo thing in the center of the maze there. It's all about finding your inner center. That inner center will help you find your way through that maze. So you just peek your head over, find your inner center, and that will guide you the direction that you need to go. And we're seeing that with that third eye card as well. So, meditating on, your center, centering yourself, and really opening yourself up, spiritually, to manifest that path for yourself. Because, like I said, with the hedge maze, even if you can't see that path clearly, you can make a brand new one. You can pull your whippersnipper out and just carve your way through that maze. Okay, there's always where there's a will, there's a way, Leo. But it's all about you centering yourself this, at the start of February here, and especially on an emotional level, centering yourself, and that will help you overcome any emotions that are arising that are sort of uncomfortable, or leaving you feeling lost and confused. We do have that clarified by the Sun, which is the Leo card as well. So it's all about happiness. It's the happiest card in the whole deck, Leo. I do love this card. It shines very, very brightly, and it does show us that, the path will be revealed to you as long as you center yourself. It does bring things to light, and what's being brought to light for you here is the underlying truth to your emotions, and the way that you react to things emotionally, that's being brought to light for you here at the start of February, and it's going to help you find your way through that maze, okay, and centering yourself back to that inner peace, that inner happiness, that inner Leo, okay, finding your inner light, and it will help guide you through anything this month here, Leo. It's a very lovely message, to be honest. Toward the middle of the month, we do have the tall whites coming through. Groovy looking aliens. Uncertainty, distrust, and guarded. So once again, coming off that hedge maze energy, there is that uncertainty of am I going the right way? Am I going to, get stuck in another dead end? Should I be trustful or distrustful of these situations going on for me at the moment? Should I be very guarded? I feel like you are just, keeping yourself quite guarded here, and that's why it's coming through with this message to, really center yourself and assess your emotional self and ask yourself, should I be a little bit more trusting? Even if because it's an interesting thing, okay, because you've got the option of being distrustful. Sure, everyone's got that option. We can all be guarded 100% of the time, be distrustful of everything, but then that blocks your manifestation abilities. Sometimes we need to just let go and just trust, and even knowing that it could end up being a total shitstorm. Sometimes you just got to trust in the process and hope that it all works out for the best, so being guarded and distrustful is actually going to work against your manifestation. So I do feel that toward the middle of the month, there may be something that you are feeling very distrustful and guarded against going on around you, and you're just not a bit confused, unsure whether you should be letting someone in, involving yourself in a certain situation, all those sorts of things. But we'll have a look with the Lenormand and see if we can sort of specify what that's about for you. Okay, Leo, what's going on for Leo, the middle of February, please? The middle of February, what's going on for our Leos? Okay, and can you tell us what that is in regard to specifically for Leo toward the middle of the month, please? What aspect of life is that for in Leo, middle of February? Okay, so it is kind of showing me a little bit of more information here, Leo. I do just firstly want to talk about what aspect of your life this is highly, likely to be about, because we do have the book coming through in regard to that. So that's the story of you, where you've been, where you're going, because, and it reminds us that, the narrative is up to you. You're the one writing the story, Leo. And it's sort of, you're distrustful a little bit here of the next chapter and what's that going to bring for me. Is am I going to just get chapter 2 all over again, or am I able to actually have a brand new chapter in my life here? On the hidden energy I've got at the bottom of the deck, we do have an interesting message here as well. I've got the flowers, the ring, and then the anchor. Which kind of just says that for some of you, this is in regard to you're distrustful of whether you should actually give to relationship energy. Again, doesn't necessarily mean romantic energy, although, with those two cards, it's very, very likely that we're looking at romantic energy here. It's kind of like you've been stuck. You've been a bit stuck, and you're feeling a bit stuck as to whether you should, uncertain, once again, a bit stuck and uncertain as to whether you should start a new chapter in your with romantic connections. Are you going to be able to, give and receive what you want to from romantic connections? So for a lot of you, that's what this is all in regard to. Okay, which once again, it's kind of similar to what I saw for Aries as well. So if you do have strong Aries placements, you may want to check that one as well. But I'm just getting there. It's a very similar energy. Okay, so it's not reading exactly the same, but the energy is very similar here. So we do have the fox and the crossroad came out together. So here's that uncertainty all over again. We're seeing the uncertainty quite strongly here, that feeling lost, not knowing which direction to take, not knowing which door to choose here. We see that guarded energy once again as well, that distrustful guarded energy. The fox is very, self-protective and has its guard up and is on, they keep their eye out all over for any threat. They're really all about, doing what they need to do to survive and protecting themselves and looking after their own self first and foremost, without worrying about what's going on around them. They're just sort of keeping an eye out for danger all around. But this fox energy, it does sort of just tell me that it's got to do with independence as well, and feeling like you're all on your own. And I feel like that's what this choice is in regard to. Do I let somebody else in? Can I let somebody else in? What do I choose here? I want to, it's kind of like I'm getting this energy off you, Leo, that it's like I want to choose this path. I want to let someone in, but I just don't know if I can. And it's kind of telling us that you need to make a conscious decision here to be, you've looked, like at the start of the month, you're looking at your own vulnerabilities, your own emotional sides, and assessing those a little bit. And you're wanting, to manifest this doorway, this opportunity for yourself with connections. But the other side, it's like that fox energy. You're so used to just being by yourself. You're so used to having to do everything for yourself that you don't know if you can be any other way. It is kind of what I'm getting. You're distrustful that if I walk through this door, is it just going to lead to hurt all over again? So I'm kind of getting that, it's reminiscent of the same sort of stuff we've already gone over here, Leo. And once again, it's all in regards to what am I going to do next? What's the next chapter in my life? We do have this card as well, which I feel like it's a bit more along the lines of advice for you, Leo. When it does come to choosing that doorway, are you going to stay where you are right now? It might be very comfortable, but it's not going to actually manifest the things that you truly want here. Or are you going to open a brand new doorway, a brand new opportunity for yourself, even though it's a bit risky, even though you may end up getting hurt, even though it may end up being the best thing ever? You don't know until you open that door. It's like the unknown on the other side of that door. There's that unknown factor again with that book energy. There's something there you don't know what's going to happen next. And are you going to, are you willing to make that choice to walk through that door not knowing what's on the other side? I feel like this is advice for you here, Leo. We do have the child energy. All right, that child energy does remind us to be, innocent and hopeful, and like a child. They're kind of like, when I grow up, I'm going to be the president, and they believe it, and that's kind of the energy it's asking you to put yourself into, instead of distrusting everything, distrusting the unknown. maybe it could be the best thing you've ever experienced when you walk through that door. Maybe when you walk through that door, there's, we want you to be the president, little child. It's really embracing your inner child and having that sense of wonder that, there's magic all around you. And do you know what? Part of that magic could become mine. It's having that sense of adventure and, willing to take on the adventure no matter how it turns out. Willing to open that door and see what's on the other side, because, you show a child, this child, they're standing over here at this door, you're standing over here at this door going, I know what's behind this door, so, it's the safe option. But a child, they're going to see this other door and they're like, oh, a locked door, another door. I don't know what's behind that. It's locked. But do you know what? I'm going to find a way to get in. I just want to see what's on the other side. A child looks at that door like a new adventure, like, wow, that could be a room full of lollies. That could be all the toys in the world behind that door. That could be, all the best things I could ever imagine as a child kind of energy. They're going to run through that door. They're going to come, they're going to somehow manage to pick the lock and, break that door down and get to the other side. And even if it turns out that it's a totally empty room, their sense of adventure is going to drive them to open that door and see what's on the other side, which is kind of what your advice is to, accept the adventure, accept the new beginning that's coming for you, even if you don't know what exactly it is. It's asking you to embrace it and have some hope and just embrace the adventure that, what, it could be horrible, it could be great, who knows, let's see, let's try. Jump in the deep end and see anyway what's going to be on that other side. Toward the end of February, we do have the blue avians energy for you. So once again, another spiritual message here. It does say philosophy, releasing karma and mysticism. So, releasing karma. I feel like this is the result if you walk through that door. Your bad karma is over. If you've experienced bad things, traumatic things, that is over. Once you've opened up that third eye and you've really been focusing on what you're manifesting and, the ideal life that you want here, here it comes, ready for you to actually develop that and gain a deeper philosophy on, do you know what, it was worth a try. Even if it wasn't what I expected on the other side of that door, do you know what, it was worth a try. So looking at the deeper philosophy of trying, and trying something new, of moving forward rather than keeping yourself stagnant. There is a lot of deeper philosophy behind all that. And, if you're continually trying to level up in your life, in yourself, that is what mysticism asks of us. That is, a perfect way to release karma is to move forward, to level up, to evolve within yourself. So I feel like that's super positive, saying that, there is a lot of potential on the other side of this door for you, Leo. Okay, what's going on for Leo at the end of February, please? Leo at the end of February. That feels like something else completely, Leo. Just clarify that first card. Just clarify that first card and this message for Leo, please. Right. Okay, so that's why it confused me, because we do have the clouds coming through. And the clouds a lot of the time can show us that you're overthinking something. You're thinking so much about it that, and I feel like for a lot of you, for some of you, this is feeling like it's something different altogether. But for others of you, this is sort of coming off the back of this, having to choose to open up this new beginning for yourself, to start this new adventure for yourself. But it's kind of like, I feel like it's sort of saying straight up, don't overthink it. Because the more that you overthink it, the more confused you're going to get. The more it's going to cloud your judgment if you overthink it. It's kind of like, think things through carefully and rationally, but also make sure you're thinking through the positive sides. Don't just think about the possible negative outcomes. Make sure you're thinking about the possible positive outcomes as well. And, that was clarified by the clover. So we're kind of seeing, don't overthink it, think it through rationally, but then jump on in anyway. Okay, the clover does talk about taking a chance, taking a risk. So it's kind of like, think it through as much as you need to. Make sure you don't, be careful of overthinking, because you're just going to confuse yourself even more. But also, stop thinking and just jump on in and just do it. Take a chance, take a risk. It's risky, but do it anyway, is what that's sort of saying to us. The clover does talk about good luck, good fortune on your side for this here. And for some of you, this is, look, this is what's going on. This is what you're taking a chance on. And this, I feel like for a lot of you, this is coming after you've actually chose to move forward. Because that clouds is kind of, it's still trying to hold you back, but then with the clover there, you jump on in anyway and you take that risk anyway. And this is kind of what you're taking a risk on. For a lot of you here, we've got the birds and then the garden. So once again, very similar to what I saw in Aries reading as well. They had both those two cards in that same order as well. And I believe the clover even as well, maybe. But a conversation that needs to take place, a social meeting, a public place. So for some of you, this is organising to meet up with somebody, organising to set a date with somebody, having a phone call, having a discussion with somebody about, can we meet up and talk about this? Can we, go somewhere together and talk about this? It can be an event. So you may be getting a phone call about an event that you probably do need to attend here, or something happening on a social aspect, conversations about social stuff coming on here. It is the card of social stuff, but it is also my date card. It can talk about proposals as well. So, not necessarily just, marriage proposals, but proposals in the sense of like work and stuff like that. Like having a conversation about, look, I want to have a conversation with you about, can we meet up and talk about how, can I get a promotion? That kind of thing as well. It can talk about those sorts of things. And you're kind of just ready to go, jump off the deep end, take that chance, because fortune's on your side. So it's advised to do so with this for you here, Leo. I feel like that I'm not going to clarify that any further, because I feel like that's totally different for everybody. For some of you, that's an actual phone call. Can we meet up? I want to see you. Can we go on a date? Do you want to go on a date with me? Can we have a conversation about, meeting each other halfway? Can we have a conversation about, a work conference type thing that we need to, I want to ask for promotion? Can, having clear communication about a meeting, communicating clearly in any meetings, any public settings that you're involved in at the end of February there. But it is very general. It's coming through very general. So it's going to be very, very different for everybody. All right. But we'll have a look at romantic love in specific. Okay. Leo, what's going on for Leo with romantic love for February, please? Beautiful. Firstly, we have signs. Okay, watch out for signs leading you to true love. Okay, so there will be signs along the way. It's never going to be like a big, guidepost saying love this way. It's never going to be like that, but there are always small indications, those things that draw you to something in particular. Synchronicities, hearing the same song over and over again, hearing that same song when you go and have that meeting, and oh, if that song's playing, it's going to work out in my favor. Those sorts of signs. For some of you, that could be, having that meeting could actually be, helping you find the signs to follow here. But I do feel that for a lot of you, it's this vision, this manifesting, having visions of what those signs are going to mean for you. So if you do have something in particular that you're dreaming a lot about, or I'm just seeing if I'm drawn to anything, but no, it's kind of telling me that if you're having some sort of vision, that is a sign to you of which direction to go here. And that's why you maybe do need to meditate on these things, because something is trying to show itself to you, Leo. There's like an image that you're seeing a lot. Just as an example, okay, you turn on your TV, there's a documentary about elephants. Okay, cool. Turn the TV back off, you go and read a book, and the first chapter there's references to elephants, and then okay, cool, you go and do something else, you're walking down the street and you see a cafe with a big giant elephant picture. Go in that cafe, and it's something drawing you to those images. So whatever that image is for you, for some of you, it may be just images that you're seeing in your life all around you frequently. For others of you, this is something you're seeing in your dreams. Okay, you're literally having something in your dreams that's trying to show you. When you see that, go toward that. And I'm feeling for some of you, it's something a little bit less visual, because I'm hearing it's a really old song. Well, it's not really old, but it's like from when I was a teenager. I really loved a band called E17, and they've got a song, I think it's called Thunder, and it literally goes, when the thunder calls you, and that's what it's just repeating, that when the thunder calls you. So it's like if you're hearing references to thunder or something, along those lines, like lightning flashes. Now I'm getting that other song, lightning flashes. So thunder, thunder, lightning. I keep getting that now, to do with thunder and lightning. I'm hearing 3 different songs all on it. Oh my gosh, that's a bit much. But that may be a sign for someone out there that, right when you hear that big clap of thunder, what's going on around you? What are you thinking of? Right when you see that lightning flash, what are you thinking of? Who can you see in your vision? Maybe what is it guiding you to? All of a sudden lightning and crashes, and then it starts pouring rain, and you have to run to the closest place to get out of the rain, and that's where you meet someone very important. Follow the signs, okay? We also have admire. It's time to think of everything that you admire in your partner. Okay, so, admiring those qualities in yourself as well. But I do feel as though with that, visualization, think if you're a Leo who's not currently in any connection, think about the things that you would admire in a partner as well, because then we also do see the soul card. That does say your soul is preparing to reconnect. Trust in the process. So I'm not actually feeling it's reconnect as in someone that you already know. I feel as though this is a soul connection, reconnection. So someone that you have, maybe from a past life, or your soul just feels like they know this person when you meet them. I don't feel like that's someone that you know already. I don't feel like that's a reconnection in reality. I feel like that's a soul reconnection. Okay, so trust in the process. But that's what we have for you today, Leo. You're more than welcome to check your other placements, but hopefully I'll see you all soon.